it's almost like now that we know that whatever goal you set, that's almost like the beginning of that's the beginning of success, because it's never going to feel how you thought it was going to feel, right? You was like, yo, if I could just make $1 million, I'd be wealthy.
Right.
Make $1 million.
Right.
And it's like, wow, I didn't realize that wasn't wealthy.
I didn't realize Uncle Sam was going to take 33%. Mm-hmm. So now I'm back down to 600. I didn't realize that I
didn't have the 600.
No, you don't. I didn't realize I had to live along the way, right? I didn't realize as kids get older, they eat more. Mm-hmm. I mean, and then there's tuition, and then there,
Yeah.
So no, you don't know what you don't know.
Yeah.
It sounds good.
Yeah.
But then you understand it at that level, and what you were describing, it's always another level.
Yeah, for sure.
Right? I got to make 1.5 to clear $1 million.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then, after millionaire, there's multimillionaire. Mm-hmm. And after multimillionaire, there's ultra high net worth earner. So it's always...
Hold on, I'm sorry, because, I'm not on that level yet. There's a difference between multi-millionaire and ultra high worth net earner.
Absolutely. It's all, my point is another level.
Oh, for sure.
And then all the billionaires are looking at the millionaires like, you poor thing. Right? So it's always, it's just if you're ambitious and you're driven, that's the key thing. It's not for everybody.
Yeah.
It's not for everybody. If somebody could come in here and say, hey, I'm going to buy your studio and you work for me, David. That sounded crazy to you, didn't it?
A little bit. It's about,
right? I'm going to give you a guarantee.
Yeah.
Whatever you're making right now, I'm going to guarantee that for the next 5 years, but I'm going to own it.
Can't do it.
Right. Because you're ambitious and you're an entrepreneur. Right. But the average person is like, man, guarantee, that sounds great. Well, I don't have the responsibilities. Yeah. I can show up and sit in the chair and and somebody's going to pay you. So you went from being the owner of the company to the employee of the company, but we gave you a guarantee. Yeah. That doesn't work for you and I.
Yeah, that's a fact. Everybody actually that works with me now, I try. Sometimes it takes a little minute, but I'm always trying to create a scenario where you can make more than I pay you.
Right.
Now, whether you take the opportunity or not.
Right.
But and I encourage, if Reese has an idea or Kay has an idea, bring it.
Right.
Let's figure out a way where we can make this thing happen.
Right.
Because I believe so wholeheartedly in entrepreneurship that I want everybody to be able to go after something.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
I would feel hypocritical if I'm saying, yo, I'm an entrepreneur and y'all just work.
Right.
But I want to be able to build some stuff together, man.
That's when you bring the best out of them. Mm-hmm. Right. When they're not just checking the box and showing up and leaving.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
100%. The last thing you said. Oof.
Thinkers.
Come
on, Dave.
I'm here. Yes, let's go. We were talking about it yesterday, right, Reese? Kinda, a little bit. Yeah, a little bit. That's my favorite word, think.
Man, it's a book out called Think and Grow Rich. Mm-hmm. And unfortunately in society, man, from the time that we start elementary school, we're just moving through life. You got to be there at 8:30, right? So you get there at 8:30. Light turns green, you go. It turns red, you stop. Right? What if the light doesn't turn green? You ever been at a broken light and it's 1 o'clock in the morning, no car is coming, right? For you and I, we're like, I'm gonna get this, I'm out. But the person that's scared, they'll sit at that light. The light's broke, right? So everything through life, you don't really have to think. But back in the day, you used to have to memorize somebody's phone number. Nobody in this room is old enough to remember that, right? Remember that? I mean, there was no navigation system, right? You had to remember how to get there, right? And everybody's phone, I still remember my phone number when I was 7 years old. 323-4198, Baltimore, Maryland. Because you had to know it, right? Now, whose phone number you remember? Just her mom's, right?
Yo, it's crazy. I have a second phone number that I don't know the number.
Same here. I do too. But you don't have to think anymore.
Yeah.
You used to have to remember how to get somewhere. I'm just saying. So society's conditioned us. So you don't have to think. And so, Dave, if I come and work with you and you need me to think. You're going to give me the basics, but man, I want to bring my personality into this thing, and I want to give you my thoughts. You're the boss, you're in control, you're the visionary, but I still want to contribute and give you my thoughts. I grew up in Baltimore. You grew up where?
New Jersey.
Right. So, we're bringing our northern flavor to, and we need the people who grew up around here to bring all of it together. Right. I turned 55 years old in May, and I'm bringing that level from that generation. Growing up in the 1900s, as my daughter always reminds me, right? Right? She's like, how was life in the 1900s, right? But you follow me? That's what makes things roll. I can't be around people just not thinking.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And asking people like, did that make sense?
Yeah. How do you inspire that thought?
Challenging people. Man, I'm gonna challenge you. If I ask you something, man, what you think about that? And you say, I don't really have an opinion. You're gonna have an opinion about it. I need you to have an opinion about it. That's called intellectually lazy. You just didn't even want to take the time to think about the question I asked you. Man, you do have a thought about it. It might not be the same thought I have, but you do have a thought about it.
Intellectually lazy.
That means too many people are like, oh, I don't really think about things like that. I don't really, like what? How you not think about things like that?
There's a lot you had to think through.
How does retirement look for you? Oh, well, I don't really never think about it. When are you gonna start thinking about it? There's gonna come a point in time when you're gonna want to chill. And at some point you want to think about it. So I'm gonna inspire you to start thinking about things like that around me, at least.
Yeah.
I don't like being around people where you don't have a thought. Like, wow, you just don't have a thought about it. Wow, isn't that something? You keep asking me questions here today. Wow, I don't really think about things like that. Like life, like breathing, like eating, right?
What was probably in your business today, what was the hardest thing to figure out? And once you figured it out, you got excited about it.
When you met me, I was the leader of the team out, marketing. I became the CEO of the company. So the biggest challenge for me was transitioning from being a leader out, amongst the people to becoming the chief executive officer, right? Dealing with the banking, dealing with the IT, dealing with just the corporate business side of it. Yeah. That was the most difficult challenge for me because I love being amongst the people. I was really good at what you saw me do, leading people and doing those things. But it forced me to sit at my desk in my office and look at spreadsheets and really understand international banking, merchant service accounts and, the business side of the company that I own.
Yeah.
And at some point, because I love a challenge, I got really excited about it.
Really?
Absolutely.
Did you ever have a thought of quitting while you're in this process? Maybe not quitting the journey of success, but you start building your company and it's like,
no, brother.
Not once.
No, I'm a winner. When I put these feet on the floor, it's on. Yeah. It's like me thinking today on the way here, should I go? Should I? Nah. When you called me, and I was going to be here. That's how I do everything. How you do one thing is how you do all things. If I start it, I'm going to finish it.
And what keeps you motivated? I mean, there's a lot of...
I like to eat. I don't ever want to run out of money. People are living longer. My goals, right? I want to leave a legacy for my children's children. That's what keeps me motivated. Most people lose motivation because they finish the goal. I won't finish my goal until after I'm gone. My goal won't be realized till I'm dead and gone.
I've never heard anyone say that outside of Martin Luther King. Like, I can't accomplish the goal while I'm living.
I will never personally realize my goal because my goal is to leave a legacy and an inheritance for my children's children's children. The people that I've set my goal up for, I'll never meet them.
You'll never meet them.
I'll never meet them.
Dang, that's deep. Clap that up.
That's true. That's personal for me. I will never meet the people that I worked for.
I've never thought about that because I'm thinking of like my son, my 2 daughters, my wife, just making sure like my focus is teaching and educating them. But I guess I would even teach them in another way if my teaching was focused on teaching them how to teach their grandkids.
So Dave, there's money that I save that no human being alive will ever spend. There's money that's earmarked that I personally save that no human being that is alive will ever spend. It's to be passed on. There's other income that can be spent, right? Inheritance, whatever. But there's money earmarked that I personally save that no human being alive should ever spend. Savings is supposed to be what? Saved.
Yeah.
And once you spend it, it's no longer savings.
Yeah.
So there's money that I save that's earmarked to never be spent.
Which goes back to you saying people quit because they've accomplished the goal, but if you set a goal that can't be accomplished,
And you hit the goal, right? Like right now, you've got this set on what, 70 degrees, right? And once it hits 70, it's going to cut off the thermostat. People's thermostat stops. They set it at, I want to do this. Once they do it, you did it. I'll never do it.
You have multiple people in your company making a lot of money.
Absolutely.
Do you have any stats on that?
There are people making anywhere from extra $500 a month up to $105,000 a month.
And you create that. Like it has to. You have to feel good
Absolutely.
knowing that I am responsible for people's livelihood.
Dave, I sent out last week. I sent out the 170 millionth check, if that is a term.
The 170th.
Our Plannet Marketing sent out over $170 million in commissions to the people who build this company. In commissions.
Golly.
Yeah. So absolutely, I feel amazing about it because of what I told you about earlier about poverty. As a result, there are single moms and single dads and stay-at-home moms that are able to live more comfortably, live in better neighborhoods, put their kids in better schools as a result of, the opportunity that I created. And absolutely, I feel amazing about it.
It's one thing to make $170 million. It's another thing to give it away.
Well, not give it away.
Well, pay it out.
Pay it out. Two different things, though. They earned it. And which makes people feel even better about it. If I give you something, right, versus you earn something, that means you have a skill set and you can repeat it. If I give you $10,000 or but you get to the point where you have created a skill set where you can earn $80,000 a year, $150,000 a year, $250,000, $500,000, $1 million a year. Yeah. Which one? Would you want me to give you $1 million, or would you want to create a skill set where you can continue to duplicate that and show other people how to do it because you have a skill set now?
Man, that's amazing. Man, thank you. Golly, let's clap that up. Golly, there's so much going on in my head right now, and I even realized that I've been thinking small. If you like the video that you just watched, click this one. You're going to like this one, maybe even more. Click it right now.